Greetings everyone. I hope everyone is doing alright. So, this is a story of three marathon winners who have won a 5-day trip to Spain, and the cities were Madrid and Mallorca. Let me introduce you the winners. The winners were Ahmad from Malaysia, Haiqal from Malaysia as well, and lastly, Charlotte from Australia. So let's hear the story from them. You guys can grab something to eat or drink while enjoying the video. And lastly, wearing headphones or earphones is advised. So enough with the talking, let's hear the story. After a really tiring and passionate run, I won the marathon competition, and so did the other two. I can also saw their emotions, and when we heard about the prize, we were becoming more emotional, and it was because me personally, I've never been outside Malaysia my whole life. It was like a dream for me.
Haha, who will have to a 5-day trip to Madrid and Mallorca? Praise be to God. I told my mom about it. Of course she was happy. It was all sponsored so we didn't need to bring anything except our clothes and our hygiene product.
That wasn't my first time riding a plane, but for the other two, it was. It does feel weird traveling with them because they were not from my country, but we did become friends after our long conversations inside the plane. We shared a little bit about ourselves with each other. It was really nice knowing them.
Madrid, Madrid, Madrid. It really is the most beautiful city in the world. Well, that was my first time stepping foot inside another country. We went straight to our hotel after we got out of the airport. At the hotel, the agency that sponsored us told that each one of us can visit one of the places in Madrid or Mallorca on our own if we want.
After hearing that, I asked them if there is another option which is to add another location for us to travel. They agree and Ahmad and Charlotte thanked me for putting the idea out. We rest in our room until we were called to have a dinner inside the restaurants that is in the same building as our hotels. The restaurant's name was Restaurante Volvoreta, and to our surprise it was Gerard Piqué, the famous football star, was waiting for us.
We were praised for our achievement by Gerard and we asked him a lot of questions while we were having our dinner. He said that we will be watching him play against Barcelona tomorrow. And of course, we said we don't think so because we don't have the tickets. But he said he bought 3 tickets for us. The boys nearly spilled the water when they heard that. They were so happy, and I was too. I enjoyed the football as well.
The next day, we went to Santiago Bernabeu. It was the El Clasico, the match between the two best sides in Spain, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and I was so impressed by the atmosphere and how big Santiago Bernabeu was. Surely it was one of the best football stadiums in the world, but I'm not a big fan of the Real Madrid supporters, or people call them Madridistas.
The chant, the passion, you name it. It was really super great. I love football. After that, we went to our next destination, which is to the royal place of Madrid, where it is the official residence of the Spanish royal family. We went there for an hour and it cost us around 4 euros. Even though we didn't need to pay anything, since Charlotte really loved history, she was really into it.
We got to see about the thousands-year-old buildings and we heard some of the stories on who lived and built the place. It was really super amazing. After that, we returned back to our hotel and we needed to pack our stuff because we were going to Mallorca to go to our next destination. I hate riding a plane at night, but you know what beggars can't be choosers? Am I right?
We slept on the plane, and after we arrived at Mallorca, we went straight to Ed Madam's hotel. It was an art hotel. Being a big fan of art myself, it was the best hotel that I've been to.
The next day, we went to the old city in Palma de Mallorca, where we surrounded by a diverse range of interesting buildings and architectures.
We also went to the beach in Palma where we relaxed and I was just chilling and enjoying the sun while the others were playing with the sand like a young child.
After going to the beach, we went back to our hotel and we slept there. And the next day, we went to the beautiful Cala Figuera, which is a really beautiful fishing village. We got our chance to go fishing, even though some of us don't know how to fish. But for me, you can always learn, am I right?
I caught a lot of fish and I cooked one of them, but I failed horribly because I overcooked the fish and I got battered. But it turns out it's not just me who can't cook, but everyone else can't cook. So we send the fish to a restaurant and they cook them for us.
Because we were tourists, they didn't charge us anything and they said it was a great thing to have tourists around the place. We thanked them and we visited the last destination before we returned back to our hotel, which is to Serra de Tramuntana.
We got to see the nice big mountains and we planned to climb one of the big mountains, but I quickly said no as I have acrophobia.
I love the sight of the mountains. And after that, we went back to our hotel to pack our stuff and get prepared to go back to Madrid to have a flight back to Malaysia.
Next day, we went back to Madrid, and as we thought that everything was so perfect and fine, we got hit by a really scary tragedy. One of us did something that nearly cost us our freedom and lives.
So the story goes like this. When we were playing on the sand in the beach at Palma, me and Haiqal, we unintentionally kicked the sand straight to a boy's face. We apologized to the boy, but the boy ran straight to his father and he said something to his father.
Little did we know that the boy's father was a big person in a crime organization. But at that time, we didn't know anything. We went to the father and apologized to him and gave the boy some Malaysian ringgit as an apology.
But the father thought that they were just being disrespectful as the father didn't understand English. So the father planned to kidnap them.
Well, of course, we didn't notice that we were being followed every day, but the day we arrived at the Madrid airport, when we want to return back home, we saw that man again, and this time he brought his gangs too.
We really don't know what's going on. But we did escape the man as the man was arrested before he reached us because he looked so suspicious and the police found a lot of weapons inside his car.
We then stayed inside the airport and we did not move because we were scared to death. And after 2 hours of waiting for our flight, we did fly back home.
First, we went back to Malaysia, and after that, we parted ways with Charlotte as she needed to take another flight back to Australia.
It was a really black and white experience for us. But you know what? Positive always washes up negative. So, I always try to forget that tragedy and try to remember all the fun experience that we had there.
I enjoyed every second we had there and I hope that I could see those nice human beings once again.
It is always nice to spend your time with your mates, and I hope I also can spend my times and enjoy every single second of it with my mates back home as well.